Hi, I'm Cailan. I'm teaching today acting through song. I guess I just want to really work with them on, using your lyrics and using your music and knowing what exactly it is you're saying and why you're saying and all those kind of things that we always hear. But also just, helping them realize that, everybody thinks acting is this, secret to unlock, and it's really not. It's just about, how you would act in real life, I think people get stuck in not necessarily just what they're saying, but in what their body's doing and how they're speaking, what their arms and hands are doing. And it's really just all about how you would use your hand if you were saying these words in real life and things like that. So I just want to help them just feel natural when they're acting on stage and all that kind of stuff.
Remember at auditions once for Pace, I was watching and there was a mom who was upset about something because they didn't ask her daughter to do their monologue, and she was like, well, how do they know she can act? And they're like, well, we kind of expect them to be acting in their songs and stuff. And she was like, how are we supposed to know that she was supposed to act in her song? And we were like, well, it's musical theater, and that's kind of what musical theater is. And so, I think that people a lot of times get really scared. At least in my experience, I've known a lot of people that get really scared about acting. They don't know how to connect. They don't know how to make it real or whatever. And they think it's this big secret to unlock. And I think it's really just about looking at your lyrics and being how would I just say this? How do I speak? I use my hands a lot when I sing because I use my hands a lot when I talk. Some people don't. Some people just stand there and sing because, if they're sitting there talking, they're sitting like this. I'm not. You know what I mean? I just want to work on just making you feel natural and comfortable, so you're not, standing, in front of people auditioning or in a show or whatever and feeling uncomfortable. Because I think acting is what makes people feel uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable on stage, then the audience is uncomfortable for you.
When you're singing a song, do you ever dissect the song before?
Do I dissect the song before? Yeah. I usually when I'm working on a song, I guess I go through. If I'm getting sides for an audition or something, or if it's just a song I want to sing for a concert or whatever in a show, I usually go and I learn the music first because that's the hardest thing for my brain to do. And then once I feel really comfortable with that, I go through, and I don't think I usually mark out beats and stuff. I'm not really that not that hands-on, but I definitely go through and really read the lyrics and see what I'm saying and how me as a person, how I would come up with these words and why I would be saying them and stuff. And then sometimes, honestly, it's I'll be singing a song and go, oh, I didn't understand that lyric. I was doing an audition the other day and I was in the audition singing a song that I worked on for a week, and in the audition I was oh, I know what this means, and it made it fresh and real, so that was cool. But I usually go through and mark, where I think are transitions and where, I think are big moments to remember or highlight things and stuff like that. But for the most part, I kind of just learn the music first and then just sing it and see what feels honest while I'm singing it. Such a specific focus. I feel a lot of times, we get, people are looking too high or too low, and you're where are you, who are you looking at? I could tell, I knew where you were singing from, who you were singing to. I liked a few times when you looked away, because when I talk to people, I don't stare at them the whole time. I think and I look down and up and stuff. My advice to you is to just follow your instincts. I felt there were times where you wanted to move your body, you wanted to take a step forward, you wanted to use your hands, I know sometimes I feel trapped in I don't want to be cheesy or musical theater-y, but this music's epic, it's huge, and these huge swells in the music, and if that doesn't make you take a step forward, I don't know what does, you know what I mean? Really follow your instincts, because you're totally right. All of your instincts in your acting are totally correct. I would love to do the end portion one more time, because I felt you were so connected emotionally, and then it was you were so close to on the when I'm there you in the ground, blah blah. I'm not gonna sing it. that like you got so, like I could tell you wanted to go there. I just want to see, like, really think about like what you're saying there. Like that's really, really heavy stuff, you know? And if you listen to the music, it gets so huge and big and stuff there. And I'd love to see you just try to like take it that one step forward, because your instincts are amazing. And you're totally like right there and so connected to the material. And also I was like, you know, sometimes I get worried when I hear songs and I'm like, you're a little young to be singing this, but you have such an old soul. Like it really like settled, like it's settled like into your body really. You know, the big part is when it like pulls back and you have that moment of just like composing yourself and bringing yourself back into it. That last verse is just so beautiful and touching, because it's like you've had this breakdown and now you're becoming, you know, she's pulling herself back up. You know what I mean? But that was great. That I said for Fatima was like, just follow your instincts, because you're right. You know what I mean? Like your acting choices are correct. And you know, I'm a big fan of like just stand there and sing and just like let the music kind of wash over you. And I think that this is one of those songs, like I think there's a lot of songs where you need much more activity happening, but I feel like this is one of the songs where you're just like, this is like, it's such a longing song, you're just like, this is what I want. And like, I understand. It was, you know, with your song I was telling you, you know, like the focus and everything. This is one of those songs that's so internal and like kind of just like whatever you believe in, just that even atheists, when they're like thinking of like something they really want, if they're speaking about it, they tend to look up. Like that's just kind of a human nature thing that a lot of people do. Like when you're lying, you look down. When you're like really hopeful for something, people like look up. They're like, I don't know what to do because I want it so bad. That's what people do. So just kind of that like I mean, don't look up all the time because they'll be like, I'm singing. But like just letting like the feelings like wash up and be like, I could be this. Like try like, you know, you never want to be like too forward and like, let me tell you what I want, because then the audience is like, whoa. But like, you know, just being like, this is like what I can do this. I know that I'm capable of this. Just that like feeling of like, because that's what the lyrics, that's what this whole song is about. You know, it's not just like, I wish I could do this. It's like, I know I can do this. You know what I mean? I don't remember who told me this, but Lonnie Price. I took a master, you know who Lonnie Price is? He's a director. I took a master class with him in college, and I remember him saying, like, any movement any gesture you make with your arms, it doesn't just have to be justified, it has to be committed. You know, because like, I think that people get afraid of moving their bodies because they're standing there and they're like, they want to move their arms, so they do this. When you move your hands, like when you talk, like there's a moment where you're like, what's the second lyric? It's like, I'm something.
I could be choosing.
I could be choosing, like, you know, there's a difference between indicating, which people go like, I can do this, you know what I mean? Like, 1 + 1 is 2, like that's indicating obviously. But like, Lonnie told me once, he was like, you know, this, what people do in real life when they're talking is like, I just feel like you touch yourself before you say I, you know what I mean? You're like, but you feel this way, you know what I mean? That's what people gesture to what they're talking about. So like in some of those moments, like, you know, we're told like stand with 1 foot slightly in front of the other, like just like stand normal, be like, don't be afraid to move. Like I would say for all of you, just like stand in the mirror and like, I hate saying lyrics. I hate when like in auditions they're like, just speak the lyrics. You're like, they rhyme, that doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? But like stand in the mirror and be like, if I'm saying like, okay, like I'm ready to do this, what do I do? What do I naturally do with my hands, you know? And maybe you naturally don't move your arms very much, but I feel like you want to, because you're kind of going like this, I feel like you want to do more with your arms, so or with your body, or just loosening up and not being like, this is how I stand when I sing, you know what I mean? Which is a huge thing because I worry about my voice so much. I'm like, stand like this so my ribs can do all these things, you know what I mean? Like, just really like sit, like stand in front, well stand because you don't get to sit very often on stage or in auditions, but like stand and be like, how do I stand when I'm just talking? How do I feel most comfortable? Like what is my kind of, you know, what is my go-to? What do I do with my arms when I talk, with my head, you know what I mean? Just so you feel more comfortable on stage and you're not like, so that when you do move, it's not like Millie arms, you know what I mean? But it's like, this is how I talk, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? all of the indication is totally valid in a song like this, because she's a character, she's not a real human being, you know what I mean? Like these, I totally get it. I want to see the, this is my show part of all the like, I did this and I did this and I did this. I want those to be bigger, and I want the for yous to be more genuine, you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, like I broke my toe and I had to hop like this, but it was all for you, so it was worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I want like the jokey, like, the like, hey, like, look at what I'm doing stuff to be bigger, so that the moments when you're like, but I did it for you. It's like that cute, like, feel like it's okay. 'Cause, like, I want that to be like so genuine, so the audience goes, ha. Do you know what I mean? Because it just is gonna like take the audience on, like feel that emotion with you. Even if she's done every single thing she's listed, she's still thinking of them. She's probably not telling you them in order. She's probably just being like, no, but I did this. Oh, and I did this too. Like, come up with it more, because this is the first time you've ever said it to him. You know. So I want it to be fresher and like, even though it's kind of song and dance, like, look at what I'm doing with these words, I still want it to be like fresh and like, this is the first time I'm doing this. The head of my music department, when we first got there, we like had a meeting, and her 3 rules were: read a newspaper at least once a week, find a hobby, and this might not be able to be on the thing, don't be an asshole. Because the rest is like, you all got accepted to programs, you're all being cast in shows because you're already talented, but like, it's the other stuff that's important now, you know? And don't be an asshole is a big one. Be in musical theater or anything in this business, have a hobby that is not theater. Because I find that, you know, for other people, theater is a creative outlet. When it becomes your job, it stops being your creative outlet. It becomes your job. Not that you don't enjoy it, not that it's not fun. I love my job. You know what I mean? Like, I love singing and dancing on stage and making people feel things and all that stuff. But also sometimes you go home and you're like, I need to do something else. You know, like I do this every day, I need to do something else. So I would say, like, find other interests, befriend people that aren't in your theater program, you know, find other people, to connect with, you know. Because that's what, like, I'm in a book club, you know what I mean? Like, I love reading, so, and it's nice to, like, have these friends who are, like, economics majors and, like, work at the Fed and stuff like things I would never know about, you know, because I think a smart human makes a smart actor. Hey, so we just finished up the class. They are all so talented, way more talented than I was in high school. I think that they all did so well. I was, you know, not surprised, but like, you know, you never know, you know, what teachers have taught them yet and stuff like that, and like, they all had such good instincts. They all knew exactly what they were doing. They're all on the right path, and you know, everything I say is obviously just my opinion, but I just felt like they took their direction so well, and I think they're like so well prepared for whatever's coming next for them. And I hope that I help them just, you know, have the confidence to really take everything that they were naturally doing to the next step, because everything that all the choices they made, everything they were doing were totally spot on and in the right direction, and it was great. It was super fun.